Today we are going to discuss about the application of Gauss law. Before discussing application of Gauss law, we have to understand what is meaning of Gaussian surface and how Gaussian surface can be drawn. Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is any hypothetical closed surface that is drawn in such a way that it encloses the charge for which we have to find the flux. So Gaussian surface is a hypothetical closed surface. If any charge distribution is given and you have to draw the Gaussian surface, then you can draw any closed surface. It may be regular, it may be irregular. But for making the calculation easy, generally we are drawing closed surface. And there are certain things which we have to remember while drawing the Gaussian surface. First, I am writing the Gauss law. Flux is equal to integral of E dot ds, that is equal to Q by Q enclosed by epsilon naught. Now you can see that if any charge distribution is given and we have to find the electric field or find the flux, then we have to remember that we have to draw first the Gaussian surface in which encloses the charge. Now the Gaussian surface is drawn in such a way that certain points are there which you have to remember. The Gaussian surface are drawn in such a way that the electric field on the Gaussian surface due to the charge is constant. Electric field is constant throughout the Gaussian surface. Throughout the Gaussian surface. Actually, when we are going to solve for the electric field due to various distribution, due to line charge distribution, due to surface charge distribution, or due to volume charge distribution, then we have to solve this integral closed in E dot ds. To solve this, you can see if this is E ds cos theta, if E is constant throughout the surface, then we can take it out, and then this integral becomes simple. That's why we have to draw such Gaussian surface at which the electric field due to the charge distribution will be safe, so that it is constant and we can take it out. Second thing, when we are solving this closed integral, you can see E ds cos theta. This theta, cos theta, if it has value 1 or 0, then the integral became very simple to solve. For cos theta to be 1, cos theta is 1 for theta is equal to 0 degree, means the angle between E and ds is 0 degree, then that integral is very simple to solve. So when you are drawing the Gaussian surface, then the angle between the Gaussian surface you have to draw in such a way that the angle between E and ds must be either 0 degree or 90 degree. When we will deal the question, you will understand that the angle between the electric field due to the charge distribution and the small surface over which you are finding, that the angle between them must be either 0 degree or 90 degree. Then this integral which has to be solved for the electric field became simple. So these two things you have to keep in your mind while solving the electric field due to various charge distribution by using Gauss law. So we are going to start. First we have read, first is line charge distribution. Line charge distribution. In the previous class, when we were dealing with charge distribution, in the previous class we have done this, that if we are not using Gauss law, then also we can find, but the calculation is very lengthy. I am showing you. First, if I am not using Gauss law, suppose one line is there, it may be infinite, one line, and on the line charge is distributed uniformly. This may be infinite, this may be infinite, and if I have to find electric field at point P at distance A, then can we find without using Gauss law? Yes, we can find, but the problem is the calculation is very lengthy. Okay, I am showing you. We will discuss this in very quicker manner, because I have deal this in the previous class also. So first, what I have to take? I have to take small element dl. Suppose this is L, and this distance of the small element from the observation point is R. Now due to this dl element, the electric field at this point is suppose dE. Suppose this is phi, so this will be also phi. dE has two components, dE cos phi, in this direction dE sin phi. Similarly, in this if dl element exists in this side, so dl element, some dl element will be also in this side, because we are classifying the whole length of the charge distribution into small elements, dl, 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 in this way. So if dl element is in this side also, so it will also produce dE, and dE has two components, dE cos phi and dE sin phi. This dE sin phi due to opposite elements will cancel out, and dE cos phi due to opposite elements will add up. Means if you are classifying into dl, 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 and in this direction also you are classifying into dl, 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 then the sine component of this part and this part will cancel out, and the cos component of both this part will add up. So what will be the total electric field? Total electric field is this component you have to add due to all the elements dE cos phi. So there are large elements, so in position of summation we are doing integration dE cos phi. Now this is dl element. If I am telling the linear charge density is lambda, linear charge density, we have dealt this in the previous class. Linear charge density is lambda. So how can we write lambda? Suppose in dl element charge is dq, in dl element charge is dq. So what will lambda? Lambda is charge by length. In dl element, what is the total charge? dq. And what is the length? dl. So what will be the formula for dq? Lambda dl, equation 1. Now this dl element is very small, so the charge present dq can be taken as point charge, and due to point charge, what is the electric field due to point charge dq? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by, what is this distance? R square. Remember that we have taken dl to be very small, and in this dl element the charge present dq is very small, that can be taken as point charge. due to dq at distance r. What is dE? Electric field 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught dq by r square. This we have discussed. Now in place of dq, what you can write? Lambda dl. So you can write 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl by r square. Now this is suppose 1 and this is 2. Now putting the value of this dE in equation 1. What is the electric field? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl by r square cos phi. Now you can see, student, that the dl element has different distance. If we are classifying dl, all dl element has different distance from this point P. So dl is variable. So this r distance is variable, and second, if dl element is in this side, so this angle phi is also variable. So in this case we can see r is also variable and phi is also variable. We have to eliminate one of the variable. Either you remove phi, either you write phi in terms of r, or you write r in terms of phi. That we are going to do. So here is r. What is value of cos phi? In this triangle 90 degree, you can see in this triangle, suppose this is A, this is B, this is C. In triangle this is P. So in triangle ABP, cos phi is A by R. Cos phi is A by R. So R is equal to A by cos phi. 1 by cos phi is sec phi. So I have written R in terms of phi. A is constant. I have written R in terms of phi. Now the second problem is dl. I am writing dl in terms of phi also. Tan phi, you can see, student, perpendicular by base. Perpendicular is L and base is A. L by A. So L is equal to A tan phi. Differentiate both sides. So differentiation of L is dl. A is constant. Differentiation of tan phi is sec square phi. So these two, suppose this is equation 3 and this is 4. We have to use this. This is equation, suppose this is 3, this is 4 and this is 5. So I will put the value of r here, and you can see I have converted r in terms of phi, and I will put the value of dl in terms of phi in this equation. So this equation is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught lambda dl is A sec square phi, r is A sec phi, so A sec phi, and here it is r square, so you have to square it, cos phi, and one thing remain, dl. When you differentiate tan phi, differentiation of tan phi is sec square and differentiation of phi is d phi. D phi is left. Now this became very easier. Sec square cancel, 1 a will cancel out, so 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught constant, lambda you can take it out. Now a sec square phi, a square sec square phi cos phi d phi. So this will cancel out, this will, a will remain here. So now this is lambda by 4 pi epsilon naught cos phi d phi. So you can see, student, now it is very easier. Cos phi integration is sin phi. Cos phi d phi integration is sin phi. Now if it is infinite, infinite means this angle will go on increasing and it will become 90 degree. And if this line is also infinite, this will go on increasing, and when it is infinite, it will also become 90 degree. So the integration in this direction we are taking negative angle, in this positive. So this will start from 0 and it will go to 90 in negative direction if it is infinite length, and if this is infinite, this will also start from 0 and go to 90. So minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. When you will solve, you will get 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2 lambda by a is left, a will come here, 2 lambda by a. So you can write this also 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by a. So this is the formula, but you can see, student, that this calculation is very lengthy. It takes lot of time. Now we will use Gauss law to solve the same problem, and you can see in 4 or 5 lines we are able to solve that. Now this, in question it is given a charge is distributed over a line. Its length may be L, it may be infinite. We will see that in the final formula. The electric field due to linear charge distribution due to infinite length wire or any length is independent of length. So if it is infinite also, if it length any length also, we have to not consider that. We have to find electric field at point P at distance A by using Gauss law. So when we are using Gauss law, I have told what we have to do. First we have to draw the Gaussian surface which encloses the charge, which encloses it doesn't mean that it must enclose the whole charge. We have to enclose any amount of charge, and for that, suppose it is given this charge has linear charge density लैम्डा. ये चार्ज पूरे लाइन पे डिस्ट्रीब्यूट है, और अगर ये लाइन का लेंथ बहुत ज़्यादा है तो हम चार्ज को मेज़र नहीं कर सकते, लेकिन यूनिट लेंथ पे चार्ज को हम मेज़र कर सकते हैं. और यूनिट लेंथ पे जो चार्ज होता है उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं लीनियर चार्ज डेंसिटी. दैट चार्ज विच इज़ प्रेजेंट इन यूनिट लेंथ, दैट इज़ लीनियर चार्ज डेंसिटी. तो इसलिए इस क्वेश्चन में आपको ये चीज़ दिया हुआ रहेगा, लीनियर चार्ज डेंसिटी, सपोज इट इज़ गिवन लैम्डा. नाउ आई एम इनक्लोजिंग सम चार्ज, सपोज फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर आई एम इनक्लोजिंग द चार्ज. दिस is length L. In the length L, if you have to find the charge, what you will do? In unit length, what is the charge? In unit length, what is the charge? Lambda. In length, if the length is L, what is the charge? Lambda L. So the charge present here is lambda into L. This you have to understand. In unit length, charge is lambda. In this L length, what will be the charge? Lambda into L. Now I have told you we have to find electric field at this point. Then first you have to draw a closed surface. Closed surface in such a way that the electric field at every point on the closed surface must be same. So if this is the surface, this is the second surface, this is the third, this is the fourth, you have to imagine and you have to tell me if the electric field lines are like this. If this is a positive, if this is a negative, just opposite, inward direction. This is the direction of electric field. we have to close it from all the side. We have to close it from all the side. So student, you can see this is the first surface, this is the second surface, and this has to enclose from all the side. This is the line charge distribution, this has to enclose from all the side. So this is the curved surface, and if you will draw, if you will join this surface, you will get a cylinder. So the closed surface which encloses the charge in length L will be cylindrical. Can you imagine, can we consider any other surface? Can we consider cuboid? Can we consider cube? Of course, here it is not applicable, because if we are considering any other surface, electric field will not same at all the point. So the closed surface here is cylindrical. Now you can see the electric field at every point is in same line, and if you are dividing the small ds element, so what is the angle? ds. If you draw perpendicular and the electric field, both are in same direction. So if this is the surface S1, so you can see that the electric field and the area vector, small area vector, is in same direction. That we have discussed that when we are drawing any Gaussian surface, electric field and ds must be either in same direction or 90 degree. Now in this surface you can see, if I am taking some ds element here, then ds has this direction and electric field has this direction. Angle is 90 degree. If this is the third closed surface, ds is in this direction, electric field will be in this direction. Electric field always in this direction, electric field. So if this is a S1, this is suppose S2, and this is S3. Three surfaces are enclosing this charge distribution. We require three surfaces to enclose this charge distribution, linear charge distribution. One is curved surface, second is this top circular surface, and third is this circular surface. So now we are applying the Gauss law for the calculation. So phi is integration of E dot ds. So what is E dot ds? Okay, this is closed surface. You can divide this closed surface. This closed surface is formed by three surfaces, so you can divide it in three parts. S1 part, EDS. Now S1 is one part of closed surface, second S2, and third is S3. So you can see, student, that we have divided the closed surface in three open surfaces. We can write this like this. Now in first case S1, what is the angle? 0. So this is EDS cos 0. Second, the angle between E and DS, 90 degree. So EDS cos 90. Third, also EDS cos 90. So cos 90 is 0, we know that. So this term will vanish out. So only first we have to, cos 0 is 1. Now this charge Q is lambda L. Due to this charge, what is the electric field at this point P? Okay, we have to find the electric field. Okay, now you can see electric field at distance A from all this charge distribution, you can see that is constant value, that we have taken E. So it can be taken out. E integration of ds. Now phi is equal to E dot ds is equal to Q by epsilon naught. We have solved for E dot ds, and that is E integration of ds. What is Q? Q is lambda L by epsilon naught. If you integrate the curved surface in cylinder, what is the total area of the curved surface? All of you know that is 2 pi RH. What is h here? This is the height. We have taken this as L is equal to lambda L by epsilon naught. L cancel out, so we get the formula E is equal to 1 by 2 pi epsilon naught lambda by R. So you can see, student, that by using Gauss law, how easily we can calculate the electric field due to any charge distribution.